Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Within. So today I haven't done one of these in a while, reacting to something, which I typically don't do really because it's not really my forte, if I'm gonna be honest here, folks. But it does give me an excuse to talk about something kaiju related, something giant monster related, so there you go, I guess. Of course, I'll share my thoughts on, obviously, on whatnot and just talk about something when it comes to giant monster movies. This is for the MonsterVerse, so let's get into it. It's for the King Kong and Godzilla Empire thing, whatever you call it. So it's in reference to that. So it's a pretty cool trailer. It's a second trailer, I believe, that was released, something in lines with that. So I just thought I'd talk about it real quick, not just a teaser or anything, but you get more out of it, really. Not just a TV spot or whatever you call it. Anyway, just thought I'd talk about it because might as well. Since I spoke about the MonsterVerse before, so why the hell not? So just do this again, and we'll just speak about some creatures, giant monsters or whatever. So here we are, I suppose. Why not? Might as well, because this kind of stuff could be pretty cool, obviously. And I thought I'd just talk about it in relation to what they're trying to do with this MonsterVerse, which started with the 2014 Godzilla film. So yeah, it began a good while ago, and that a setup for a bunch of sequels and whatnot. And it looks like they're going to create even more, of course, when it comes to this kind of a thing. So there you go. I just hope this doesn't just become nothing more than a slugfest. I didn't the human characters get pushed aside. I want the human characters to be an important story. Of course, so here we go. So it's starting up. So okay, ready PG-13. All right then. We open with this, like some kind of thing in the background, of course. So area is a part of. So it looks like okay, he's Kong. It looks like he has a glove thing. Kind of reminded me of Thanos' glove thing, a gauntlet, what you call it. That trailer informs you that this is gonna be like a global event. And even though King Kong and Godzilla don't like each other, they have to team up. And of course, the human characters right here. The Godzilla's like more the protector of the nature, whereas Kong is supposed to be more the protector of humans. And then we get to that information, of course. And we get the girl who pretty much knows sign language from the other movie. Looks like she's going to play a big part in the government. She's going to play a role in some kind of way. And this one, it's like super serious because of the fact that they have to team up because their enemy might be really powerful and it might even frighten them. So they might not even sure if they would survive this event. It has to be something in regards of another King Kong that's been around for a hot minute. And this other gorilla ape thing is really strong, and there might be others as well. And they have to go through this thing. Of course, the Hollow Earth, or where that was spoken about in the other King Kong Godzilla movie. And this other threat. Okay, obviously the mini gorilla that was adorable. But okay, so yeah, because even this world is threatened by the presence. Like it's not a warning, but it's a call out for war. So this is going to happen. So there's going to be more, I guess, multiple giant apes, of course. And so it's like an army of them or whatever. And looks like it's gonna be like a really action-packed movie. So it just looks like not even King Kong himself is gonna be enough. You know, King Kong himself, he's really strong, he's powerful, sure, but it looks like not even he would be enough to handle this at all. He's gonna need some extra assistance. We are advised that he's not gonna be alone. The human characters show that he's gonna have some help because on coming up. So yeah, it looks like one of these brawl type movies where they have to. It so reminds me of those '80s action movies, like buddy cop movies kind of thing. It so reminds me of that. I don't know if that's what they're aiming for, but it does remind me of that. So it's something that they have to team up. And the other fight that Godzilla and Kong had, Kong barely made out alive, which they mentioned here, I guess. So yeah, it's gonna be like one of these action-packed movies. It's gonna be pretty damn dangerous. As well as really juiced up, of course. And these native characters, I guess. And so yeah, he looks pretty chaotic, and the human characters are pretty much stressed out. Because Kong is giving out this glove thing. I was starting the whole Thanos gauntlet thing. He so reminds me of that. It's kind of funny in that way. But so yeah, that's basically the trailer here. So we get a decent amount of information on what this is going to be about. Of course, it looks kind of nice actually. So I like that, of course. So I'll give it that. It's crazy in its own little way. It's pretty wild, of course, in its own kind of way. I know the Japanese stuff gets criticized for being weird, for being really out there. But personally speaking, I know when it comes to Japanese stuff, there's something very Japanese when it comes to this kind of stuff, of course. And this franchise obviously took inspiration from that. And yeah, let it be crazy, let it be weird, let it be bizarre. So what? And I personally don't mind it. Let's embrace the craziness, of course. It just seems like this series just went off the rails a long time ago and just going really out there. And why not? It's just whatever. So there was that, of course. I like the craziness. I probably don't mind the wildness, of course, obviously. Yeah, I never understood that's why people believe that there's a used vending machine up in Japan. That's not a thing about it. That's a lie. Just throwing it out there, folks. Anyway, but I do have some concerns though. This looks like one of these kind of the thing that bugged me. It was already bugging me in some ways even before this movie because it looks like the MonsterVerse is going to what do you call it, a camp fest, like the what do you call it, the Adams West Batman camp fest. Looks like that's the direction it's going to, which I was never comfortable with, really, if I'm be honest with you, because it so reminded me of the 1960s and 1970s Godzilla movies. Because those were like really campy or whatever, which yes bothered me. The what do you call the Shore era Godzilla films? The Shore era Godzilla films, there are a very, 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 very mixed bag for me, if you ask me. And Jesus Christ, just again, case in point.
作ったロボットだけどジェッジャガージェッジャガーやったでジャガー行け行け平和を守るため
So could we not go there again, please? Because that's what it seems to be going for, like the whole campy era of these types of movies. So that just seems a big fat no. Because personally, I prefer the more serious tone type movies like this specific continuity of Godzilla films. Which yes, I've said before and shown other viewers discussing this kind of thing, but just with this one specifically with the Empire film, yeah, it just comes off as like one of these disaster type movies, like supposed to be a big grand thing where like it's like the end of the world or something, and I don't know what the character end goal is. Maybe he wants to enslave people. Maybe he just wanted to basically destroy the world and just rebuild everything in his vision. Maybe I don't know. I'm just taking a guess here. I'm not sure what his plans are. I guess I just have to wait until the movie comes out and watch it myself. I'm just reacting to the trailer. That's it. It does look exciting though. It looks like it could be like very action packed, a lot of destruction, which is something these movies are known for, obviously. But yes, of course, a lot of people go back to the '60s version of this film, of course, the original one, which honestly, which I said before, is definitely one of the worst films I've ever seen. Holy hell, it was terrible. And yes, of course, I do realize when King Kong vs. Godzilla, the original film from the 1960s, was released theatrically in Japan on August 11th of 1962 and became the highest grossing film when it comes to the Japanese film industry upon its release. And yes, the film remains one of the most intended Godzilla films in Japan, at least one of them anyway. So of course, this kind of thing is going to affect the later entries of the series, and yes, I can see why. So it's not surprising we've seen another film with these characters doing their thing. So that actually does make sense considering what happened before. So that I can get, actually, folks. So there's that. And the more modern Godzilla and Kong movie was, of course, pretty successful as well. So, of course, it's going to have another movie in this franchise where these two characters will be starring in the same movie, obviously. So, of course, there's going to be quite a bit of an advertisement for this kind of thing. So, of course, people will be really excited for this to happen, of course. And I can see why, obviously. Obviously, there's going to be monster fights, which, again, is something that they're known for. Obviously, when it comes to fighting, of course. And yeah, it's definitely one of those types of stuff where you're gonna see these characters gonna just have some just an epic legendary showdown and whatnot. Just basically just have this grand fight, of course, which is fine, of course, obviously. Because again, these movies are known for their monster brawls anyway, so why not just add more to it, obviously? And yeah, when it comes to the MonsterVerse, I was rather wishy-washy about it, really. But I'll just see how things go. Of course, I'm just curious on how it would be done. Of course, I would just want to see how it would obviously finish. I guess for this specific storyline, like obviously they have more movies in mind. Obviously, they clearly have more movies in mind, but they just want to see how this storyline will finish with these two characters, with Kong and Godzilla. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, yes, obviously they don't have to like each other; they just have to team up with each other to fight this greater threat, which is nothing new. This was done before, just to have two enemies who don't like each other have to team up with each other to fight a greater foe, like what happened in Godzilla's Gagan or Godzilla Monster Island, which is known as. But yeah, this has been done before, obviously. So I guess just trying to do their own version of a team up monster kind of a thing. So yeah, seeing Godzilla and Kong running side by side into a battle, it seems like a crazy thing, of course. To destroy the big bad monster villain, the big baddie, why not trying to just kill him, I guess? Because this monster, whoever he is, seems to seems to be like this big old threat. And yes, whoever this is must be dealt with. And yes, obviously the human character is going to be involved in here somehow, some way, which I'm fine with actually. I actually don't mind the human characters. It's just the human characters in the MonsterVerse has been rather lackluster, if you ask me. The only human characters I really did like was, of course, in the 2014 Godzilla film. As for the others, they're kind of like whatever, which does disappoint me because you do need human drama. As far as I'm concerned, that is a must. I know a lot of the fans of the MonsterVerse, they just want to see monsters beat the shit out of each other and call it a day. Well, I need more than that. I know a lot of people get annoyed with the human characters being in the way of the action. Like, well, no one gives a shit about the human character. I actually want to see shit blow up. Well, go see Michael Bay, alright? Go watch a Michael Bay Transformers movie instead. If I want mindless entertainment that don't mean shit, I'll watch one of those, and I don't like those movies. Michael Bay can't direct his way out of a paper bag. But, yeah, I'm going to watch one of those instead, if I want that kind of entertainment. And I want something that actually has a good plot, because if you're not going to put a good story to it, then why the hell should I care? If you don't care, then why should I? I mean, I'm sidetracking again here, but I'm just saying. This does look like it's at least decent entertainment, so let's just see how it goes, I suppose. So yeah, hopefully it'll be something decent, of course. I just want a good story with lots of action. Is that too much to ask for? Apparently so. Anyway, that'll be it, folks. So as always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya.